Transfer portal update. Nebraska's losing Tim Tebow. His name isn't Tim Tebow, but he's essentially Tim Tebow. They're losing Chief Borders. And if you guys don't know Chief Borders, I have nothing negative to say about Chief Borders, with the exception of the fact that he looks like a hell of an athlete. He looks like a hell of a football player. And then the results aren't there. That's the reality of the situation. He's got all the muscles in the world. He's got the right size. Shout out to Diddy. Like, he just looks the part, and it never really quite gets there. I think he's a very athletic, motivational speaker. I think he's a very athletic community contributor. Maybe a very athletic politician. I don't know what his future is. It doesn't feel like it's football. I'm sure his father believes it is. Everybody talks about his father and all the things he's ever done in his life. I get it. Shout out to Baller's Choice. His dad's a trainer, identifies talent, gets people ready, worked with all the greatest people. This is a young man that transferred to Heard County for his final year of high school football, right? Moves over to Georgia, gets a bunch of offers, ends up at Florida, there for a couple years, ends up on special teams, but doesn't really contribute and see the field. Transferred to Nebraska this last year, didn't really contribute and see the field. And the coaching staff's trying to placate him. They're trying to do what they can to suffice his urge to be on a winning team. So they call him the most improved player from the spring. And maybe that's true. But what I know from Chief Borders is he is a quality young man. 4.3 GPA in high school, always volunteering, always leading the way with every community event and idea. Like, he's a good locker room guy, good culture guy. No one has anything negative to say about him. That's why I say he's Tebow, bro. Like, remember when people used to think Tebow was being fake? When he's like, I'm going to pray for you. He's doing this whole religious act. Everybody's going, this is an act, right? This ain't real. Is Tebow a virgin? What's going on? But nobody, here we are, we fast forward 20 years later, like, yo, Tebow was real the whole time. Tebow is really that guy. He's really praying before he eats, and he's grateful for everything. Well, Chief Borders is really that guy. He's a good locker room guy, good culture guy, but he's not good enough to be on the field at all times. It just doesn't add up, man. And I knew a young man like this when I was going through school. I played with a young man. His name was Michael Craven. He was a USA Today All-American, 4-star player, and he ended up signing with Stanford. And he highly academic, smart guy, huge muscles, 6'3", 220, 230, whatever he was, couldn't tackle a soul. Softest dude around, bro. But the Nike camp didn't know that. He ran a beautiful 40. He was huge. He looked great. And the rest of us were in that locker room going, man, this guy is great. Not a good football player. And that's how it is for Chief Borders. I hope he lands on his feet. I hope someone values what he brings to a locker room. And I hope coaches at Nebraska weren't lying to him when they said he was the most improved player this spring. I hope the next school he goes to values his ability to play football and he gets an opportunity. But to this point, he has not been able to see the field at Florida. He has not been able to crack the 2 deep at Nebraska. It's about time you humble yourself and you find a program that genuinely needs you. And you find a program at your echelon and your ability level. Now, if you think that's some Power 4 program, then more power to you. But we'll probably make another video like this. Okay? Collier discovered it, right? The safety, the same transfer from Florida, Chris Collier. Like, people are just showing up at certain schools and they're transferring from one Power 5 school to the next Power 5 school, the next Power 5. And they're like, man, I couldn't start it, but I thought I could start here. No. If you can't start at Georgia, you can't start at Louisville. If you can't start at Florida, you can't start at Nebraska. It's too, the talent gap isn't as big as you think. Nope. But I like this kid, man. He's a quality player. Quality young man for your locker room. Go figure. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.